You know, when you're talking about freedom, for me, you got to be all in. You know, otherwise you're just paying lip service to a word that becomes meaningless. I think I was always pretty libertarian, pretty small L libertarian. I just didn't have a name for it. And it was really Kurt Loder at the time who had badmouthed both parties. And he opened my eyes to what it meant to be a libertarian, that it's okay to fight against the status quo, but the status quo exists on both sides. It was really fun going to the Republican and Democratic national conventions in 2012 for Fox Business, because we asked people at both conventions, what does it mean? What does freedom mean to you? And they would both say, freedom is so important. You know, Democrats would say the freedom to marry who you want, the freedom to put medical marijuana in your body, that's really important, and I totally agree with that. But when we pushed people a little bit harder and said, well, what about the freedom to own a gun? And that's when people say, oh, no, that's too much freedom. And same thing with Republicans. They would say, you know, we need economic freedom, we need the right to bear arms. You know, we need to be led by the Constitution, but then when you ask about marriage equality, then they're like, whoa, hey, now you're just talking craziness. And when you have two parties that are run by essentially dogma and emotionalism, it's really hard to be consistent. And you have to fight for that consistency, because that consistency is freedom. That consistency is human liberty. And I can think of nothing greater to fight for. I would like people to really embrace people who value freedom on both sides in different parties, you know, whether they're far left libertarians or they're people who, you know, are just flirting at the edges with it, because if we really want to make change, we're going to have to make some strange coalitions. And that doesn't mean that you have to bow down to other people's hypocrisy and inconsistency. You just sort of bring them into your world without attacking people whose views might differ slightly from yours. I have seen a lot of changes in my 2 decades in entertainment. I think for the most part it's really positive. One of the things that I like most is I'm seeing people who are more comfortable self-identifying as libertarians, as conservatives, because there was so much groupthink that just had a stranglehold that people were really not okay expressing their beliefs. They would pay for it with their jobs and, you know, not getting promotions, not moving up in companies. And, you know, at some point it's sad, but you're sort of beaten into submission. And people are really sick of that, and they've seen 13 years of what big government can do. And it's dangerous.